everybody, Carl here. Got the mandolin for Patreon time, and we're doing a lovely tune in the key of F. F's a great tune for fiddle and mandolin, really, and singing. And a fiddle tune in this case being one that Erynn composed, and it's for Jaqueline Gavin, I think presented by Leah Simpkin as a present, possibly. Anyway, it's a lovely tune, kind of a lopes along in a nice, it got a lot of repetitive phrases in there with some different leading tones and things, really nice. So I think what we'll do first is look at the chords in F for a second. Just some basic ideas. I might do some 2-string chords on the first part, maybe some 3 strings on the second. Nothing too fancy, but it's in F. So let's just look at how you play your G chord on the first 2 strings, C in the middle, and let's go to the low strings for F here. And so the melody's going to go, our chords go from F to B flat and F to C. So let's just look at that in a little bitty spot here. Just going from F, and we bar 3 and 3 for B flat. Back to that small slant. And C would be just that open string. And we might reach up and get that some movement in there. So let's look at that. If we put some movement in there, let's say I got my small slant F, and I could reach up and get that 5th fret in the bass. What I'd call a small slant to a short reach. Don't worry about too much, but putting one of those, we'll just climb up to another note if we have access to it. So, and B flat, you might just stay there, back to that. So you start to see how that F to B flat kind of sounds. And you also have an open string. And here we're maybe do an F and pick up and get a D minor kind of sound. First part, and I'll have this maybe above the tab when I get it, when you go to it. So the F chord, I might reach up and get that 5th fret, bar 3 and 3. Same thing, and now keep that 5th fret low and go to the 2nd fret, get a C chord there. And we could even put a bluesy note in there, the old teeny reach. Back down to F. And here maybe we'll go ahead and get that open and get it F and get the open 3rd. That's what I'm going to do for a backup there. So we're going to put a little movement. Maybe and I kind of want to end up down there. So at the end, I kind of go. Might be doing too much, but you can always start out with a little too much and take a lot away till it gets to sounding right. For the second part, I'm going to go up the neck and do 5, 7, 8. It's just copying like a C chord. If I played a C chord here with the open bass and I had to fret that open bass, it'd look like that. It'd be open. That's my C chord. If I did a D chord, it'd be 2, 4, and 5. So we're just taking it all the way up to 5, 7, and 8. So I'm going to do that there. Just use that shape, and let's just do that same bar B flat, and we'll add the 2nd string in there. And we'll just use that B flat and see the same shape. And here I'm going to do a nice, at the end I'm going to do that 5, 7, 8, and then bar 7, 7, and get a D minor sound, and then C. So the ending would be like that. The second part, I'm going to do that 5, 7, 8, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8, and 5, 5, 7. That F chord again, and the B flat, and then I'll do that 5, 7, 8, 7, 7, 8, and the C chord. So that gives us some ideas. Let's go ahead and start looking at the melody because we don't know what we're backing up yet. It's a pretty melody, and it starts on an F note. So the first phrase is like this. Very pretty. So try that. I'm on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, and you hit that and the 5th fret. Then you go to the open 2nd string, open 3, and open, and back down to that starting note. So let's do that a few times. First phrase. And I'm doing alternate picking down, up until I get to those last 2 notes, and those are slow enough where I do down, up, down, up, down, down. So that's a nice phrase for the F backup. And then you're going to have sort of the same ending notes, but you hit a D, the open 3rd string. And that's where the B flat arrives. We're not doing a B flat note in the melody, but that fits into with that chord. So, and we got one more time. We're going to do those same after notes. We're going to add a C note in there. So I'm going to do those three phrases there. That's almost halfway through the first part. So it's the 3rd fret on the, it's the F note, and the open D note, then the low 5th fret. Then you're going to have an ending phrase is going to be kind of back and forth from that 5th and 3rd. Open 2nd A. So I'll do that little ending phrase, which is halfway through. So you can kind of keep that 2nd finger on the 3rd fret for a minute. You got to pick it off right there. So here's halfway through Jaqueline's Dream. Let me do those first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3rd fret F, open D, the 5th fret C low, ending phrase. And now it's going to be some of the same stuff, but it goes to that low 5th fret C first. And now it goes higher with that almost the same phrase, but climbing up. Try that. And this is the B flat chord, backing that up. And then you have the first phrase we started with, and an ending phrase a little different. So let me do the whole first part there. I think y'all can get this pretty easy. 1, 2, the first part. That part. Oh, beautiful. That's the first part, not too bad. And now it gets a little higher and has more of a cascading down. It goes. Syncopated phrase there. So let me just do that slow. It's kind of just going right down the scale for several notes, and it kind of jumps a couple notes. Just try to find that. And it climbs up. Let's just climb back. It climbs up to F. So let's do that much. It's just D, E, F, and then it has a little. Gets kind of back into some of that similar maneuver in the first part. So 1, 2, the scale notes down, and walk to F, and you have the open A string, G, F, that upbeat syncopation. So one more time, that's the first 2 measures of the second part, Jaqueline's Dream, and the chords are going F chord and the B flat chord. 1, 2, here we go. Kind of get stuck in that little same phrase again and an ending phrase, and I think it's the same, almost the same as the first part, but it goes low. So let me do that much. That's halfway of the second part. 1, 2, cascade, walk up, syncopate, and the ending phrase. And it's going to go back to that phrase cascading. Same as before. Then you have an ending phrase, a little different, doubles up. And when you get to that last note, you're in F, you might as well throw in some other note that's in the F chord. So try that ending phrase a few times. I'll repeat that a few times. So you can keep that F note down a long time. Keep it down, now off, back down, off, back. So the whole second part one time, and then I'll do both parts and maybe play some chords where you could go in and out of chords and melody. Like I think that works pretty good for some folks. I'm always look for comments if you got some ideas or if things work or don't work. We love to hear feedback there. So here's the second part of Jaqueline's Dream. 1, to Cascade. You're going to repeat. And the first part. Repeat the first part. F note, D note, C note, C note, goes a little higher. Second part's coming up. Repeat the second part. I'm gonna do the chords. Repeat that part. I might try to kind of different directions with my chords. Passing tone. And then a 3-string chord. Repeat that part. Oh, that's beautiful. Fun to play the backup, as I always try to get people in doing the backup, you know, as well as the melody. So whatever you've done more of, if you've done mostly melody for a long time, start messing with the backup. Or if you've done just the chords mostly, start trying to get that melody going. Because you get better at both when you kind of dabble with both, I think is true. So Jaqueline's Dream in the key of F, I think it's a really dandy tune, and I hope you give it a go and enjoy picking it in the key of F.